Most backyard chicken deaths don't start with disease. They don't start with parasites. They don't start with infections. They start quietly, almost invisibly, inside the gut, long before feathers ruffle, long before birds isolate themselves, long before feed is ignored. Digestion begins to slow, and this is the stage most people never notice. Because nothing looks urgent yet. Nothing looks dramatic. The bird is still walking, still moving around the coop, still responding when you approach. So the warning signs are dismissed. It usually begins with something small. Loose droppings. A little more water than usual in the stool. Nothing alarming. Nothing that triggers concern. The bird still eats. Maybe a little less. But not enough to raise an alarm. Then a day passes. Sometimes two. And appetite drops again. Feed stays in the bowl longer than it should. The bird pecks, then walks away. Energy feels slightly reduced, but not gone. This is the moment where the gut is struggling the most. And this is also the moment where most people do nothing. Because the bird doesn't look sick yet. Then suddenly, everything changes. One morning, the bird is quieter. Another morning, it doesn't rush to feed. By the time panic sets in, digestion has already been failing for days. This is when medicines come out. Powders, liquids, antibiotics. Treatment begins fast, aggressively, desperately. Symptoms are attacked, but the real cause is never addressed. And this is the truth that surprises many people. You can remove disease and still lose birds. Because disease is often not the first problem. The gut is. The gut is where everything begins. And when it weakens, everything else follows. Digestion, immunity, energy, all of them depend on gut function. When digestion works properly, feed is broken down slowly and efficiently. Nutrients are absorbed instead of wasted. The bird gets energy instead of exhaustion. A strong gut supports a strong immune response. It allows the bird to resist challenges naturally, not by force, but by balance. But when digestion slows, feed passes through without being fully used. The bird eats, but gains nothing. Energy drops quietly. Immunity weakens silently. The bird may look fine on the outside, but inside, resources are running out. This is why two birds can eat the same feed, drink the same water, live in the same coop, and still have very different outcomes. One thrives, the other fades, and most people blame disease or bad luck, but the difference is usually digestion. I once observed a bird that looked perfect, strong frame, bright eyes, healthy feathers, the kind of bird you expect to survive anything. There are no warning signs that stood out. Then one day it simply declined. Not suddenly, not violently, quietly. There was no clear disease diagnosis. No obvious infection. Just digestive overload. Too many changes. Too much pressure. Too much stress on a system that was already slowing down. And this is where one of the biggest myths in poultry care appears. The belief that strong medicine equals strong protection. Medicine can remove bacteria. It can suppress symptoms. It can create the appearance of recovery. But medicine cannot rebuild digestion. It cannot repair a damaged gut lining on its own. It cannot restore enzyme activity by force. It cannot rebalance a system that is out of rhythm. So what happens instead? Symptoms disappear. Droppings look better. The bird seems normal again. Until stress returns. A weather change. A feed change. Handling. Heat. Cold. And suddenly the same problem comes back. Sometimes worse. This cycle repeats because the root problem was never fixed. Old homestead systems approached this differently. They didn't ask, what disease is this? They asked, what changed? Did the feed change suddenly? Did the water source shift? Did weather stress the birds? Was there overcrowding? Was there handling stress? They understood something modern systems often forget. The gut responds to environment before it responds to treatment. If conditions are wrong, no remedy works well. If conditions are corrected, many problems resolve naturally. This is the foundation of the Homestead gut system. Not force, not panic, not constant intervention, but understanding. The system works in 3 simple layers. First, digestion must be activated gently, not forced, not shocked. Bitter elements stimulate natural enzyme release. They wake the digestive process slowly. They tell the gut to start working again. Second, balance must be restored. Not all microbes are bad. Some are essential. The goal is not to wipe everything out. The goal is stability. A calm gut is more powerful than a sterile one. Third, protection and recovery must be allowed. The gut lining needs time, consistency, predictability. This is where most people fail. They change too much, too fast. They stack remedies. They dose continuously without breaks. Even natural solutions can become harmful when overused. Too many herbs overwhelm digestion. Continuous dosing prevents recovery. Changing feed during stress confuses the system even more. The gut needs rhythm. Cycles of support. Cycles of rest. Time to respond. When rhythm is restored, resilience follows. And this is the quiet secret behind strong birds. Not constant treatment. Not aggressive intervention. But a system that supports digestion first. When you fix the gut, you don't just solve today's problem. You prevent tomorrow's. You build birds that recover faster. Birds that handle stress better. Birds that don't collapse at the first challenge. That is what homestead systems are about. If this way of thinking resonates with you, this channel is for you. Homestead systems is not about chasing symptoms. It's about understanding causes. Because when you understand the system, you stop reacting in fear. You respond with clarity, not force, not panic,